It's another beautiful summer day here in Texas. We're jumping back on that grill. I'm gonna do some delicious porky goodness. Let's get to it. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to BKC Cooks. I'm Brandon Carpenter, and today we're grilling pork tenderloin. So pork tenderloin is smaller than the pork loin and much more tender, whole different cut of meat. You usually find them in the supermarket in the case, and they usually come in a pack of 2, and that's what we got today. So we're going to do 2 of them. We're going to crust them in some herbs and garlic and olive oil, keep things moving and grooving like we always do. It's going to be a pretty fast cook. I'm going to cook these on high heat. It's a thin cut of meat, doesn't take a whole lot of time to cook. Be comparative to what you would do with a good steak. Again, with pork, you want to make sure your temperature's right, so we'll probe them and make sure we got them up to temp. But it's pretty simple, not complicated, just a few ingredients. We'll get all our ingredients together as always and show you how to do it. So let's go. So we'll need some fresh pork tenderloins. They come 2 to a pack. These are like a filet mignon of pork. Need some extra virgin olive oil, a nice bunch of thyme, a big old sprig of rosemary. I've got 3 garlic cloves. You might need a little more, a little less. Kosher salt and fresh cracked black pepper. Now we're going to get these out of the pack and we'll start trimming them. So now I have these out of the package. I'm going to trim off all the silver skin from these tenderloins. Silver skin is a membrane that's attached to the muscle. It's edible, but it can be a bit chewy and tough, and it's worth the step to get all this stuff off of there. So take your time. Trim them down well. Don't take off any of the fat that are on these though, because these are really lean and there's not a ton of fat on there anyway. That fat is going to render down, and if it's a decent piece, it'll crisp up really nicely. So just get all that silver skin off, get them all trimmed up nice, and we'll get our herbs ready, get ready to rub them down. We're going to peel the garlic. Just give them a good smash, get those peels off, and then we'll smash them up. And we'll mince this garlic up nice and fine. Remember to tuck those knucks. Save your fingers. Next, we're going to strip the herbs down. So if you start at the top, you can just grab that and run your fingers down that stem, and all those leaves will come off nice and clean. And then you can just pluck those few little leaves off the top. You can do the thyme the exact same way. It just takes a bit longer because those stems are smaller, but it's worth the step. You don't want those twigs all in your mix. So we're going to mince all these herbs up together, nice and fine. Then we'll bring our garlic in, give it another little quick mince just to mix everything together. Take your time, get it mixed together well, and then you can just move it to the side. We'll get ready to rub these tenderloins with that garlic and herb mixture. It's going to be great. Now I'm going to put just a small streak of olive oil in each one. Now it's time to rub them down. We just put enough olive oil just to act as a binder to hold on to that garlic and herb mixture that we're going to put on there. Don't need a ton. And then we're going to season both sides with kosher salt and fresh cracked pepper. Make sure you get on all sides. We don't want any naked spots. We want a nice crust on all sides all the way around these. So now we'll get our garlic and herb mixture. We're just going to smear this and rub it and love it on all sides like we did the salt and pepper. Take your time, make sure you get every little spot. Show it a little love. Massage it, rub it. Want to really work that in. Now we'll stick these in the fridge for an hour and let them marinate a bit. Alright, so I got my fire started using my charcoal chimney. I'm only doing about 3/4 of a chimney full. I don't need a big raging fire. Again, it's just 2, not small pieces of meat, but they're not giant hunks. They're not really thick or anything like that. And they won't require a ton of fuel. So I'm going to take my meat out, let it come up to temp while this fire is going. And I think by the time these coals are ready, our meat will come up to temp, and we'll be ready to throw these on the grill. coals. All right, so my coals been in the grill for a minute. They should be ready to go. We're gonna take a quick look. My meat is up to temp, so let's take a look at these coals and get this meat on the grill. All right, so my coals are ready. They're putting off a great amount of heat, so I can't get any closer than I am, but this right side, I built it cooler because those tenderloins taper to a small point. So I'm gonna put that point on this side because those are gonna cook a lot faster than the thicker part. That way everything's done at the same time. I'm gonna leave these be, let them get some good grill marks. Don't play with your meat. Leave it alone. Let some grill marks get on that. We'll rotate them and cross hatch them and flip them. Stay tuned. All right, so these have been on about 8 minutes. I rotated them halfway through just to try to get some cross marks on there, but you can see that color is creeping up the sides, and that lets me know it's time to turn them, and it's getting a little brown there. So we're going to flip these. We should be about halfway done. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yep. Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna probe these in about 5 minutes and see where we're at. I think we'll be pretty close. And my hash marks didn't turn out the way I wanted them to, but that's all right. It's still gonna be delicious, nice and crusty, so we'll check back in a few minutes. All right, so it's been 4.5, almost 5 minutes. I'm gonna take a temp on these. These are really lean cuts of meat, and you don't want to dry them out. I didn't brine them because they are so small that it almost wasn't worth my time, because my brine time wouldn't be overnight and I got stuff to do. So I'm gonna find the thickest piece, which seems to be about right here. Give her a poke. So yeah, we're not quite there yet. Let's check this other one. This one's a little closer, so we'll let them rock for a few more minutes till they come up to temp. I'm gonna pull these around 145 and let them carry over, let them rest. Government says 160 for pork. That's a little too dry for my taste, but do what your government tells you, right? All right, y'all, so we got those tenderloins off the fire. I got them sliced up. I let them rest before I sliced them. This is what we're looking at. Super juicy, very tender. It's just pulling apart really nicely. Hey, taste that, son. We got a winner. Juicy and delicious. That's real good. So the herbs are, man, you want my happy thing. Herbs are amazing. Got fresh herbs out of my garden. That thyme and the rosemary came out the garden. Garlic is there. It's not overpowering. This worked out really well. I've never done these on the grill before, believe it or not. Always roasted them or pan fried them. But I'll be doing this from now on. It was over 100 degrees out there. I sacrificed for y'all today. Sweated my tail off. I sweated my tail off out there for y'all, so I hope you appreciate it. But I appreciate y'all for checking this video out. And as always, y'all, do me a favor, smash that button, hit that subscribe, hit that like button for me, leave any comments you have down there. And as always, I wish good eating to y'all, and I wish that you eat this well. Y'all take care. This is good, boy.